eyeshadow. Here I am inspecting my cacti for today, but I see something in here and I do not like how this looks. See that columnar cactus, how it's leaning? And then look at the bottom. Uh-oh. Hello everyone, my name is Anna and welcome to Cactus Caffeine. As you can see for today, the coffee that I am drinking from this Philippines mug is one of my favorite coffee. This is Barako coffee from the Philippines. I recently went on a trip to the Philippines, my home country, and wow, I bought a lot of coffee, both from the Philippines and also from Singapore. I also visited Singapore on my way to the Philippines. So anyway, this is Barako coffee, my favorite. I think I have enough coffee for the next 6 months. We will see how long I can make it last. Anyway, for today, we have a situation right here. This is I don't know what type of cactus this is. I think it's a Pilosocereus type. I am not exactly sure of the ID. I got this without a name on it. And when I came home from my trip, I did not notice this. I think it's because this was facing front. But then recently I noticed it was starting to lean. And at first I thought it was just dehydrated. But then when I turn it around, look, see the bottom? It is black. So I think this is rotting. From afar, I thought it was just, like forming a bark. Sometimes a cactus, especially columnar ones, will form browning at the bottom. It's a bark. It means it's hardening, like it's developing a wood, and that is to support a tall cactus like this. But in this case, since it is slowly starting to lean, and I tried to feel it, it was somehow soft, so I know this is rotting. So we need to do an emergency operation on this cactus. I would have to cut the bottom off, see how far we can go. Hopefully the majority of the top part is not affected. Okay, so let's get this started. I'm going to try and save the top dressing, so I'm going to tip it over on here. Oops, that's the cover of my coffee. I didn't want dirt to go into it. Okay, all right, let's set this aside first. Okay, and then we're gonna start seeing what's wrong with this cactus. Oops. Wow, I should have repotted this cactus long time ago because it's actually too tall already for its pot. It's firmly rooted in there. There you go. Oh, yep, the bottom is rotted. Okay, I'll show you this part here. There's no more roots, and this part is hollow, soft and hollow. It is rotted. See that? It's wet and mushy. Ew. See, there's the mushy part. Clearly this is rotted. Ow, right there, see that? It's disgusting actually. So let me just get a knife so we can cut this and see how much we can save. Okay, I'm disinfecting my knife with alcohol. Okay, and then let's see. Maybe this part. Let's see. Ooh, ah, I got it on the first try. All right, so looks like it's just started to rot. It hasn't spread upward, so this is already a clean cut. So you see here, this is already a clean cut. The middle portion, it's yellow or light green in color. There's no brown in color. So when you have a cactus that's rotting, when you make the cut, make sure there's no more browning. That means this is okay. The rotting has not reached this portion. So what I am going to do, since this is a big open wound or cut on the cactus, I will apply a fungicide on this to help it heal and also help it root. I normally, or before, I would use cinnamon powder, but recently I just bought fungicide, so I'm gonna use that instead. But before I open my bag of fungicide, I better drink all my coffee first. I don't want fungicide getting into my coffee. Ooh, good coffee. Whether cool weather or hot weather, I drink coffee. But anyway, here is the fungicide that I recently purchased. So if you do not have a fungicide powder, you can use cinnamon powder. You know, the cinnamon powder that you use in the kitchen. That will also help heal, and it has an antifungal property. So I used to use that, but now since I have this, I'm gonna use this instead to help this cactus heal and callus over. Okay, this is how the fungicide looks. It's a yellow powder, so I am going to apply some of this on the base. Just a little, not too much. I might have poured too much on my bucket, but yep, just like that, to prevent it from rotting and help it to callus over and quickly heal. I'm going to set this aside indoors for about a week to help the end callus or dry, because if I plant this right now straight in soil, there's a big chance that this will rot. Okay, so if you have a big cut on your cactus like this, it is best to help it dry out first before you plant it in soil. So I'll see you back after a week. Okay, I'm back again. It's actually only been 4 days, and I checked on this one, and I think the end is already fully calloused. I'm going to show it to you. So the first 2 days it was indoors, and then the next 2 days I left it outside in the shade. And since it is summer right now and it is very dry here in Las Vegas, our humidity is also very low. See the end, it is now fully calloused. Okay, so I think what I will do is I will not plant this straight yet in soil. Instead, I'm gonna root this in pumice. So I'm gonna use this pot. There's no soil in here. I'm just using, oops, here, plain pumice. Okay, so here is my pumice. So lately, this has been my preferred method of rooting. Oh, my pumice is so dry, so dusty. I think I will wet it a little bit first. Okay, I'm just trying to wet the pumice. All right. And oh, I should also move my coffee. I'm actually drinking iced coffee today because it is so hot. All right, so here is my wet pumice. As I was saying, recently, this is my preferred method of rooting a cactus, rooting using pumice, because I find that if I use pumice to root it, I get less rotting as the cactus is rooting versus rooting it directly in soil. And also, when I pull it, I can see if before I plant it in soil, I mean when I pull it from the pumice, I can see if it already formed roots you know, and I only plant it in soil once I see roots start to form at the bottom. Okay, so I did not bury it very deep, just enough for this cactus to stand. This is temporary anyway. Okay, I use this pot because this is heavier. It holds this tall, heavy columnar cactus better than this terracotta pot. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it looks from here. So there you go, cactus planted, for now rooting in pure pumice. All right, and then we're gonna get back on this. Maybe we'll check on this after 2 weeks and see if roots has already started on or at the bottom. It has actually been 4 weeks since I've been rooting this cactus in pumice, and now it's time to check if it has actually rooted. So I left this outdoors in shade, in complete shade. And then I've been watering the pumice every time I water my cactus, actually, which is like once a week this summertime. Ooh, I feel resistance. I am hopeful that it has rooted. Ha! Success! Okay, this is the screen at the bottom. As you can see, the roots went all the way through the screen. So, yep, after 4 weeks, this cactus has fully rooted. Okay, there's the roots, went through the screen. I think there's no way I can take the screen off without breaking the roots. But yep, look at that. This cactus has rooted very well in pumice, and that is why I love, and I can always recommend this to you guys. Root your cactus cuttings in pumice. For me, it is the best. It has worked, I would say 90% of the time. I do not get any rotting. Okay, now it's time to pot this up. Okay, so this is the pot that I'm going to be using. This is a heavy pot because I need something heavy for the base to support this cactus, because as this columnar cactus grows, it will become taller and heavy. So if I use a plastic pot, it can easily get knocked over, especially if we have very windy days. And then as you can see, the drainage hole is rather big, so I'm going to block it with screen. That is to prevent my soil from going through that hole. And then this is my cactus soil. Now my soil is, I would say, about 50% cactus soil, which is already well draining by itself, and then to which I added 50% more pumice. All right, my soil may look very rich because I actually got it wet to prevent it from getting too dusty when I work with it. So I wet my soil. All right, and also if I start with the wet, no, well, not really sagging wet soil, but just damp soil, after I plant a cactus in it, I don't need to water it anymore. So that is one benefit of starting with rather damp soil. So it will introduce just enough moisture for your newly potted cactus, but not too much to the point that it may rot. I'm going to add a little more pumice to my soil. And then I also want to add, and this is something that is new to me. I don't usually do this, but I am going to add charcoal this time to my soil. Okay, so not too much, just a little bit. I added charcoal because I cleaned up my yard and I found a bag of charcoal. This is charcoal really meant for gardening, and I thought I would use it. I forgot that I had charcoal. I'm not sure why I have it. I forgot the reason why I bought it before. And I asked ChatGPT too, what is the benefit of adding charcoal to the soil for plants? And it says charcoal is good for soil aeration and drainage. Okay, it also regulates moisture because it can absorb excess water while slowly releasing it back, preventing from overwatering and drought stress. And it also absorbs toxin. So charcoal binds harmful substances like chemicals, salts, and impurities, keeping the soil healthier for roots. It is good for odor control, for disease prevention. It has antimicrobial properties that's supposed to help suppress fungi and bacteria in the soil, thereby reducing root rot. And that is actually what I need for here, since this cactus already suffered from root rot. So I think adding the charcoal to this will not harm the cactus. It may benefit from it, given what I researched in the internet. But let me know, guys, if you do use charcoal in your soil for cactus. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are they helpful, or will they harm my cactus? I am not sure. Or if they're totally useless. So let me know in the comments below this video. Okay, I will add more pumice to this, and then more soil. Okay, I like to press down a little bit in my soil when I am planting. The pot's too heavy. Normally I would lift it and like tap the bottom or the sides, but this one is heavy, so I'm just gonna try to press it down. Make sure there are no big air pockets at the bottom. Otherwise, when you water, your cactus soil will slowly sink, and your cactus will be also sinking with the soil in the pot. So that is why I try to pack my soil whenever I'm planting cactus. Not too much, just a light packing or light pressing. There is one thing more that I'm going to add to my soil, and that is a slow release fertilizer like this Osmocote. Sometimes I would mix in worm casting in my soil, but since I don't have any more worm casting left, I'm just going to use this slow release fertilizer. Okay, I'm just working it through the soil for it to go in. Okay, so I can feel that this cactus is not stable enough. So what I'm going to do is I am going to be putting in some rocks to stabilize this cactus until the roots spread out in the soil. And when that time comes, I can remove these rocks. Well, I may or may not remove it depending on how I like the look of it. But for now, these rocks serve as an anchor to the cactus to prevent it from falling when I move the pot or when I water this cactus. I am now all done, and that is how you save your cactus from rotting. I'm going to give you a closer look. I am not going to be watering this yet, at least for the next maybe a week or more, because like I said, the cactus soil that I use, it's already damp, so there's enough moisture in there to get the roots started. The last thing that I want to do is water this soil or this pot heavily when I just planted the cactus, and it might again cause another round of root rot. When you pot up your cactus, it is inevitable that you will be breaking some of the roots. So I want to give the roots time to heal before I totally soak this in water. This is also the spot where I plan to keep this cactus in the next few weeks. I have a 50% shade cloth on top of it, so that will prevent this cactus from burning. And also because it's almost the end of summer here in the US, so our temperatures have gone down now. We are in the low 90s or high 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It also has company. If you notice, there are several columnar cactus behind it, so hopefully they will send good vibes towards this newly potted cactus of mine. Again, if you know the specific idea of this cactus, let me know in the comments below this video. Alright, thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope you learned how to save your cactus from rotting. I hope you don't experience it, but if you do, at least in this video, I showed you guys how you can save your cactus. Alright, don't forget to follow me in Facebook and in Instagram, and until next time, bye everyone, and cheers!